Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you guys all the books that I plan to read in December. I actually tried today because I have lots of filming to do, so enjoy the makeup for once. But today we are here to talk about the massive pile of books that I would like to read in December. Disclaimer, probably not going to read them all, but they're here and we're going to talk about them. I think I have 14 books to talk about, so let's just get into it because that's a lot of books. The first stack I have to talk about is actually all arcs, and some of them are backlist arcs that I didn't get to that have already come out, and some of them are ones that haven't come out but will be coming out in 2020, so I'm trying to get on top of that. I'm prioritizing some of them, and then others, if I don't get to them, I don't get to them, but I'm gonna show you all of them here so you know what all of the arcs are. And I am planning to be doing a series of reading vlogs in December, so the arcs will be in their own reading vlog, and that should be up next week, hopefully. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts more in depth on all of these before the end of the year, then watch out for that vlog. Well, the first three that are on here you've already seen in my past TBRs if you watched them, because I didn't read them. Spoiler alert. But the first one is Minor Prophets, and this one I did start in October. Very briefly, I just set it down because of Spookathon, so since I did start this, I would like to finish it. And I think that this one will be quick to get through. It is a YA novel, and I mean, the first chapter that I read was really easy, so hopefully I can fly through this one. Then another one that I am currently into, I just started yesterday, is The Innocents, and this is my shortest arc, I believe. That's why I started it. It is a literary fiction about a brother and sister who are left to fend for themselves pretty much after their parents die, and so far it's okay. I mean, it's not the kind of book that I want to be reading right now, but I think it's going to get better. So hopefully the more I read, the better it gets. Then we have an arc that comes out this month. Those past two were ones that have already come out. So hopefully I can get to them this month. But that is Just Watch Me by Jeff Lindsay, and this is by the author of Dexter, which I have not watched or read. But this is about a heist for jewelry, I believe, and so it's going to be more of a thriller. So I'm kind of excited to see what this book is all about and see if I like this author, because Dexter has been something that people have been like, you need to read that or you need to watch that. I just haven't, so maybe I'll finally get on it if I like this book. Then we have three that all come out in January, so these would be my top priorities, even though I did start two of the other ones for some reason. I'm trying to go in order of their months, even though these ones would probably be better if I read them first, but we shall see what happens. And they're all very different. So the first one, we have a romance, and it is You Were There Too by Colleen Oakley. I don't remember a lot about this, but the premise intrigued me, so I requested it and I got a copy. And I've never read from Colleen Oakley before, so I'm intrigued to see if I like this. And I haven't read a romance, like a strict romance, in a while, so this should be interesting. Then we have a book from an author that I have read from before, and that is Big Lies in a Small Town by Diane Chamberlain. I got Diane Chamberlain's book, The Stolen Marriage, about 3 years ago, I think 2016. And I enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and so I decided to pick up or request her other book, and I got it again, which is exciting. And so this is a historical fiction which follows the dual perspectives with a character in present day and a character from the 1940s, and that's the gist that I know about it. And I know that Diane Chamberlain has written other historical fiction, and she is known for that genre, so I'm expecting to moderately enjoy this one, and I hope that it is a fun and interesting journey, because historical fiction is not necessarily my favorite genre, but I do have a nice little collection down here on this shelf that is all historical fiction, and maybe I will be getting to those in 2020. Then the last January release is one that I most recently got, and it is a thriller, and it is called The God Game by, oh, it doesn't tell me on this, but it came in this little like cool packaging, and I'll show you the cover of the book because it's kind of trippy. I think it's cool, but it's really hard for me to look at too long. It's a lot easier to look at in the viewfinder than in real life. But this is by Danny Toby. Never heard of that author before, but the authors were so gracious as to send a copy to me, so I am excited to read this. And this is a sci-fi thriller, I believe, dealing with technology, so this should be fun to read, and I am excited to get to it. Then the last arc I have here is also a thriller, but I don't know like anything about it because the publisher sent this to me unsolicited, but I am still very grateful that they sent it to me because it does sound interesting, and the PR package that I received with it was cool, and I got little palm tree martini mixers to use eventually. But that is Saint X by Alexis Shaitkin, and this is a thriller, and that's about all I know about it, and it's very pretty, and I really like the colors, and it makes me want to go to the beach. So I think it does take place in a more beachy area, but we shall see what actually happens in this book when I get around to it. So again, with all of these arcs, I will be doing a reading vlog, hopefully discussing all of them. So keep watch for that if you're interested in my thoughts on all of these, because this is going to be my month of catching up. And then if that wasn't enough for me to read, I have more books. So the next 3 are ones that I just put on my TBR because 2 of them are ones that I've been wanting to get to before the end of the year for sure, and the other one is a Christmas read in a way, so it just definitely belongs on this TBR. So first we have one that was also on my TBR for last month and I didn't get around to, and that is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This is a polar fantasy, a fantasy that takes place in Russia, and it just has very wintry vibes, and I haven't read a fantasy in a minute, or an adult fantasy in a minute. I read a more paranormal fantasy that was adult, but this is like true fantasy, I think, so I'm really stoked for it. I wanted to get to it last month, I just didn't get around to it, so this is definitely high up on my list of priorities to get to this month. Then we have another one that I had in my end of the year tag video, and that's Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Now for this one, this might actually be pushed back to January because I'm overwhelmed with all the books I picked out. But I did start this one, and so I really would like to finish it if I could. But again, if this one isn't as high on the priority list, and this is a sci-fi thriller, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it, and I am very behind on reading it, so I just need to get to it because I've read Blake Crouch's short story, Summer Frost, and that was really good, and I am just excited to get diving into this one when I get a chance to. And then the more Christmassy read is my most ambitious, but is probably my most anticipated because I got it for $1 at Goodwill, and I'm just so excited I found it. And I know Natasha from My Reading is Odd really liked this, and she was the reason that I wanted to pick it up in the first place, and that is Nosferatu by Joe Hill. Just look at this cover, it screams Christmas and horror. But this is the biggest book on my TBR at over 600 pages, but I think that this is going to go by very quickly, especially if he rates anything like his father, and horror tends to just grip me more than some other types of genres, so I think that it will go quickly, and I am thinking about doing a 24-hour readathon over Christmas Eve with this one, so stay tuned for that. If I decide to do that, I am not sure, but I definitely do plan on getting to this month. And then there are 4 more books on my TBR, but they are all secret ones, so hopefully I will be doing a secret TBR video this month, and this one kind of deals with Christmas, kind of doesn't. You'll see why whenever I get to publish it, but hopefully I will be able to get around to this one. But I do have a lot of other books in mind, but I will be making this one a priority, even if I have to push off some of my arcs or other reads so I can get this one done. So there you have it, guys. That is my ginormous TBR for December. And when I said ginormous, that's pretty big. Considering I only read 5 books in November, I am really pushing myself. But let me know in the comments below what you guys are reading in December, or if you guys would be interested in buddy reading any of these with me. That would probably be a good motivator for me to read them this month. And if you guys have your own December TBRs, link them down below, and I will go check them out because I love to see what everyone is up to and what they are reading. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of my wonderful content I have planned for December. There is a lot. I believe I have videos going up every single day, so I hope you guys are excited to see some of them. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!